Noticing the poetry in nature is great practice for noticing the poetry in yourself. Welcome to the CryptoNaturalist. Into the Bardic hills we found our way, beyond the path that skirts the willow wood, south of the Blue Ridge Mountains, green and gray, where verse and oak and ranks like soldiers stood. There, Cassandra and I found a shady stand of trees whose leaves could speak in rhymes of green, a poem in dappled sun and dark woodland, whose words, like falling petals, could be seen. There is a creature known to haunt the place, whose very nature shifts our thoughts and words, and forces sonnets old and out of place to leap from lips like flights of startled birds. Into this lyric place I made my way, and from my thoughts all prose soon slipped away. My friends, these mysteries that haunt the wild lands entreat me with their songs so strong and sweet. Unanswered questions seem to grasp my hands and thrum within me like a new heartbeat. So through the Bardic hills I found a path where birds and beasts all laughed in metered rhyme. The sun and wind all breathed syllabic math, and something crept between my place and time. I smelled a smell that mingled flesh and wood, and felt a creep of wrongness on my skin, and down the ground receded where I stood, until the hill stood bare and I within. Listener, in that dark place I saw much more, yet now we pause to hear some hidden lore. The Shadow by Leslie J. Anderson. There is a thing that lives beneath my feet. I feel it move against the rubber of my shoe. Gentle does it rise beneath the peat, and once I saw its feathers pink and blue. I told you of the thing on one spring day, drunk on honey mead and your embrace. You laughed my sweet and tipsy words away, but must have seen the earnest in my face. So, feeling much more bare than in your bed, I stood upon my toes on that bright day. You gave a single gasp to my great dread, then silence seemed to peel the world away. Grab the thing, I said, if it is there. Your voice, it shook like leaves. I wouldn't dare. Now there's a poem that I can understand, in light of where my day led me to go, beneath the Bardic hills and daylight land, where daring feet can trace the false moon's glow. For in the hollow earth I saw a sight, a second sky that shone beneath the hill, a violet night of wind and strange starlight gleamed down on dim lilac and daffodil. The place was full of furtive twilight sound, beneath that sky that had to be a lie, where I stood still and rooted to the ground, and focused on my wary weather eye. I felt the night had breath and watchfulness, and from the dark new life might coalesce. I heard the Bardic walker's steps approach, and soon I spied a fearful silhouette, 'tis twice my height and dressed beyond reproach, bedecked in hose and ruff and gray doublet. The creature was a singular strange sight, Elizabethan garb in Tennessee, its head like branching coral, tall and bright, bouquet of hands drowned in a phantom sea. I grinned and nodded to my poet host, with thoughts of love and ghosts and Prince of Danes. It towered there and stood still as a post, and muttered sounds that were both rich and strange. And while its face was not a face to me, its eyeless gaze spoke of serenity. It moved with swift and sure iambic grace, and plucked a wing quill from a swooping owl. I saw it write upon the empty space a pack of nouns that glare and verbs that prowl. Now from the darkness lines of flowing light cast shadows on the earth as on the page. I felt my body rising through the night, and knew that I was exiting the stage. There on those Bardic hills I blinked my eyes, and heard the walkers' whispers 'neath my feet. I'd left that hollow hill and kept my prize, which, like most knowledge, tasted bitter-sweet. Now back from dark and false moon's glow, to home and friends and Winnebago. There now. We've put some space between us and the Bardic Hills. I think I'm getting my prose back. Yeah, well, I know we'll chat again when the fates permit. We're creatures strange, so act like it.
You can support the production of this show and find bonus content and exclusive episodes by becoming a patron at patreon.com/CryptoNaturalist. $5 a month patrons now have access to CryptoNaturalist correspondence courses, providing detailed lessons on what it takes to become a crypto-naturalist. You'll find information about submitting your poetry or prose for our hidden lore segments in the About section of our website. The Crypto-Naturalist is written and read by Jared K. Anderson. Our theme song is Banish Misfortune, played by Andrew Collins. Stay curious, stay wild, stay weird.